Q106.7 weather.
Here's your KQNK forecast. A heat advisory continues. Ample sunshine expected today with daytime highs approaching 104. Winds out of the south 8 to 15 miles per hour. Mainly clear skies. Tonight, lows dip down to about 71. High temperatures reach up to 101. Tomorrow, sunshine mixed with clouds at times. Mid-80s Wednesday, mid-70s by Thursday. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Laura Lockwood. Right now, it's 76 degrees.
This Kansas Information Network update is brought to you by Eaton Roofing and Exteriors.
I'm Britton Rucker, and here are today's top headlines from 12 News. A man accused of killing a Wyandotte County deputy Saturday is expected to make his first appearance in court today. The KBI says Sean Harris was discharged from the hospital and booked into the Johnson County Jail on suspicion of capital murder in the death of Deputy Elijah Ming. A Northwest Kansas inmate is back in custody after escaping over the weekend. The Ellis County Sheriff's Office captured Juan Olivares Herrera yesterday. He escaped Saturday while being transported from Hayes Medical Center. And the Kansas Jayhawks basketball coach Bill Self was discharged from the hospital Saturday after having 2 heart stents inserted. He was taken to the hospital last Thursday. And in Wichita, Britton Rucker, 12 News.
You're listening to the Kansas Information Network.
With today's inflation straining your budget, your Kansas Farm Bureau membership can help keep more money in your pocket. Get 15% off current published rates at Nextech Wireless. Special member pricing on select Grainger products. Save on vacation and travel with Avis Budget and Choice Hotels. And join the Kansans who've switched to Kansas Farm Bureau health plans, who enjoy significant savings on nationwide medical health care coverage. Join today. For a full list of benefits, visit kfb.org/benefits.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Good morning. I'm Natalie Hadley with your KQNK News. Brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, serving all of your chemical and fertilizer needs. The Ellis County Sheriff's Office reported that an inmate who escaped custody while being transported from Hayes Medical Center on Saturday has been apprehended. Juan Olivares Herrera was taken into custody without incident after fleeing from 22nd Street and Canterbury Road on Saturday, and a large law enforcement presence had been searching the area following his escape. Herrera, who is being held on charges of domestic battery, aggravated robbery, and disorderly conduct, reportedly ran from deputies while still wearing orange gel clothing and handcuffs. Authorities have not released details about how long Herrera was on the run or how he was located, though they say the situation was resolved peacefully and he's been returned to custody. The Kansas Department of Agriculture will be in Manhattan this summer as they discuss growth opportunities for agriculture at the 10th Annual Kansas Governor's Summit on Agricultural Growth, Thursday, August 14th at the K-State Alumni Center in Manhattan, followed by a networking event also at the K-State Alumni Center. The summit will feature breakout sessions this year, which will focus on issues related to research and value-added opportunities as they relate to agricultural sectors. And the schedule of this year's version of this annual event will vary from past years, as the summit will take place in the afternoon following a light lunch, with the traditional social taking place after the summit rather than the evening prior. Due to the generosity of sponsors, there's no cost to attend the Ag Growth Summit event, but it's important that attendees register by August 1st to guarantee a meal. And after that, walk-ins will be accepted as space allows. Registration and a rough agenda can be found at agriculture.ks.gov/summit. All farmers, ranchers, agribusiness owners, and industry professionals are welcome at the 2025 Ag Growth Summit. So if you're committed to working for agricultural growth in Kansas, you can join in the effort. If you have questions about the 2025 Kansas Governor's Summit on Agricultural Growth, you can contact Oshburn Wasberg at 785-564-6799. The Kansas Department of Health and Environment and the Kansas Department of Wildlife and Parks have issued a public health advisory due to blue-green algae. A harmful algae bloom may look like foam, scum, or paint that's floating on the water and be colored blue, bright green, brown, or red. Blooms can develop rapidly. If the water appears suspicious or there is decaying algae on the shore, you need to avoid contact and keep your dogs away, as these toxins can be absorbed by ingestion, inhalation, or aerosols, and even skin contact. Symptoms may vary depending upon the type of exposure, like direct contact, ingestion, or inhalation, but can include rash, vomiting, diarrhea, fever, sore throat, and headache. If you or your pets come into contact with algae, rinse the area with clean, fresh water. And suspected harmful algae bloom-related health incidents, whether human or animal, regardless of the season, should be reported as soon as possible at kdhe.ks.gov/1163. Active advisories include locally a warning status for Norton Lake Key Sibelius Reservoir in Norton County. A warning status indicates that a harmful algae bloom is expected or present, and when a warning is issued, the Kansas Department of Health and Environment recommends precautions to be taken that include that signage should be posted at all public access locations, inhalation of spray or aerosols may be harmful, lake water is not safe to drink for pets or livestock, lake water, regardless of the blue-green algae status, should never be consumed by humans, water contact should be avoided, fish may be eaten if they are rinsed with clean water and only the fillet portion is consumed while all other parts are discarded. Do not allow your pets to eat dried algae. If the lake water contacts skin, wash with clean water as soon as possible. Avoid areas of visible algae accumulation. Water may be unsafe for human and animals. And avoid areas of algae accumulation and don't let pets eat dried algae or drink contaminated water. Advisories are lifted when cell densities and toxin concentrations dissipate to levels below the watch threshold. If you observe a scum or paint-like surface on the water, small floating blue-green clumps or filaments in the water, or if the water is an opaque green, avoid contact and keep your pets away, as these are indications that a harmful algae bloom may be present. Pet owners should be aware that animals that swim in or drink water affected by a harmful algae bloom or who eat dried algae along the shore may become seriously ill or die. For information on blue-green algae and reporting potential harmful algae blooms, you can visit kdhe.ks.gov/HAB. In Nebraska news, David Boyd, a North Platte man, has been charged with multiple offenses after allegedly holding a woman and 2 children at knife point, and his charges include, in Lincoln County Court, use of a deadly weapon to commit a felony, terroristic threats, and child abuse. Court records indicate that on July 19, 2025, Lincoln County Sheriff's deputies responded to a reported break-in at a residence on the 1200 block of Hilltop Drive, where a woman reported that she and 2 children were being held at knife point by Boyd inside the home. Deputies discovered smashed back door glass that was broken with a patio chair and found Boyd in a bedroom holding a kitchen knife near a closet where the woman and children were hiding. According to the affidavit, deputies successfully negotiated with Boyd to surrender the knife and release the woman and children, and Boyd was subsequently arrested and booked into the Lincoln County Jail. Boyd's bond has been set at $100,000, and his next court appearance is scheduled for July 31st. 48-year-old Rebecca Brown of Kearney was arrested Wednesday night and charged with third-degree sexual assault, third-degree assault, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct after police say she assaulted a pregnant woman and grabbed a female officer inappropriately during an arrest outside a downtown bar. According to court documents, officers responded to Fanatics Sports Bar in downtown Kearney after employees reported that Brown was causing a disturbance, and witnesses told police that Brown allegedly stole food from customers' plates, overturned tables and chairs, and eventually shoved a pregnant employee. Brown was placed under arrest, and during the process, a female officer reported that Brown grabbed her inappropriately. Brown was booked into the Buffalo County Jail on a bond of $10,000, where she remains in custody as of Friday evening. Court documents reveal that Brown's pretrial hearing is scheduled for September 25th, with the jury trial set for November 3rd. I'll be back with more in just a moment.
Firebolt Ag is a full-service fertilizer and chemical retailer. They customize products for individual farmers' needs, with the primary focus being customer profitability. Let Josh and Jack help you get the most out of your farm ground. They also provide in-house marketing with Ron Wall of Flatwater Solutions. Visit Ron in Phillipsburg or call Josh at 785-854-8484 or Jack at 308-840-2819. Firebolt Ag, your leader in agriculture.
Included in the unofficial minutes of the regular meeting for Board of Education Unified School District 211 that was held on July 14th. The regular meeting of the Board of Education USD 211 was called to order at 7 p.m. at the Alice Tweet Center by President Michael Terry, and 7 members were present, so a quorum was declared. A motion was made by Jennifer Miller and seconded by Dina Winty to continue using First State Bank as the main checking account for the 2025-2026 year and to continue investing idle funds in accordance with current Board of Education policy as amended and anointed and past practice. The motion carried 7-0. A motion was made by Dina Winty and seconded by Ryan Katz to adopt Resolution 2026-04, an annual waiver of the requirements of generally accepted accounting principles and fixed asset accounting, to adopt Resolution 2026-05, authorizing the early payment of bills and reimbursements, and to adopt Resolution 2026-06, authorizing transfer of funds among USD 211 accounts as presented. The motion carried 7-0. A motion was made by Jennifer Miller and seconded by Ryan Katz to maintain current district credit cards, their uses, and credit limits for the 2025-2026 school year. The motion carried 7-0. Aaron Hell went over the workman's comp bids that he submitted, and Superintendent Roy presented David Davis's workman's comp bid for him since he was unable to attend the meeting. A motion was made by Dina Winty and seconded by John Granberry to approve a 3-year agreement for workman's comp with Iron Insurance Partners. The motion passed 7-0. And a motion was made by Dina Winty and seconded by Kate Sprigg to approve the 2025-2026 work comp bid for $24,334 from Iron Insurance. The motion passed 7-0. The Board of Education did a final review of the Norton Community High School, Norton Junior High School, and Eisenhower Elementary School student handbooks, and a motion was then made by Jennifer Miller and seconded by Dina Winty to approve the Norton Community High School, Norton Junior High School, and Eisenhower Elementary School student handbooks, and the Eisenhower Elementary School, Norton Junior High School, Norton Community High School, and district staff handbooks. The motion carried 7-0. A motion was made to approve a 5-year contract for Mapes and Miller by Dina Winty and seconded by Jennifer Miller. The motion passed 7-0. Michael Terry explained the changes agreed upon by the negotiations teams for the master contract and asked the board to ratify the master contract for 2025-2026. A motion was made by Jennifer Miller and seconded by Kate Sprigg to ratify the master contract for 2025-2026 as presented, and the motion carried 6-0 with John Granberry abstaining. Jennifer Miller presented an NCK SEC update, and Jennifer Miller motioned with John Granberry seconding to adopt board policies as presented. The motion passed 7-0. A motion was made by Dina Winty and seconded by Kate Sprigg to approve wages as presented for classified staff and returning administrator salaries. The motion carried 7-0. And a motion was made by Jennifer Miller and seconded by Dina Winty to hold a special meeting on July 22nd at 7:45 a.m. to approve the publishing of the budget and to exceed the revenue neutral rate in the newspaper, and to hold a special meeting on August 20th for the USD 211 needs assessment and goals at 6 p.m., a revenue neutral rate hearing at 7 p.m., and the budget hearing at 7:10 p.m. The motion carried 7-0. President Michael Terry then adjourned the regular meeting at 10:34 p.m. According to the unofficial minutes of the special meeting of the Board of Education for Unified School District 211 that was held on July 22nd at 7:45 a.m., the special meeting of the Board of Education USD 211 was called to order by President Michael Terry at the Alice Tweet Center, and 5 members were present, so quorum was declared. Superintendent Corey Roy presented and explained the proposed budget, and he let the Board of Education know that they will not be exceeding the revenue neutral rate. A motion was made by Dina Winty and seconded by Kate Sprigg to approve the publication of the proposed 2025-2026 USD 211 budget in the Norton Telegram, and the motion carried 5-0. After an executive session to discuss personnel job assignments pursuant to the non-elected personnel exception under COMA, the board returned to open meeting. And a motion was made by Dina Winty and seconded by Kate Sprigg to accept the resignation of Kayla Aitken as the board clerk at USD 211 and the resignation of John Granberry as a Board of Education member at USD 211. The motion passed 5-0. The meeting was then adjourned at 8:05 a.m. I'm Natalie Hadley. Your KQNK News was brought to you by Firebolt Ag, LLC, farmers helping farmers to succeed. You can contact Firebolt Ag today to get the most out of your farmland. Your KQNK weather forecast is being brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, your Norton experts for all of your pest control needs. Your forecast for today, it should be sunny with highs around 102 and south winds of 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, it should be mostly clear with lows in the lower 70s and south winds of 5 to 15 miles per hour. On Tuesday, it should be partly cloudy and hot with highs around 100 and southeast winds of 5 to 10 miles per hour. And on Tuesday night, there'll be increasing clouds with a chance of thunderstorms and showers likely after midnight. It'll be humid Tuesday night with lows in the upper 60s. I'll be back with the rest of your forecast in just a moment.
When you've got bugs, we know what a nuisance that can be.
Lock 'em out. From Hinkle Termite and Pest Control, Lock 'em Out is our very effective residential insect prevention program. We'll come to your place and treat your foundation plus all insect entryways. And while we're there, receive a free termite inspection. Call Mr. Rich Wenzel, our certified technician in Norton, at 785-202-0167. That's 202-0167.
Continuing with your weather forecast, on Wednesday, it should be mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of thunderstorms and humid with highs in the mid-80s. On Thursday, there's a chance of showers in the morning, and it should be mostly cloudy with a slight chance of thunderstorms and highs in the upper 70s. On Friday, it should be mostly cloudy with a chance of showers in the morning and then a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon with highs in the mid-70s. On Saturday, it should be mostly cloudy with a slight chance of showers in the morning and then partly cloudy in the afternoon with highs in the upper 70s. And on Sunday, partly cloudy with a 20% chance of thunderstorms and highs in the mid-80s. Currently, with fair skies, it is 77 degrees. The humidity is 69%. The wind speed is south at 6 miles per hour. The barometric pressure is 30.07. The current dew point is 66 degrees, and the heat index is 79 degrees. Your weather was brought to you by Hinkle Termite and Pest Control right here in Norton. You can call Hinkle Termite and Pest Control at 785-202-0167 for all of your pest control needs. It is 8:21 and it's time for Kansas Sports. That's being brought to you by United Northwest Federal Credit Union, where everything they do for you.
United Northwest Federal Credit Union is proud to support the county fair, whether it's cheering on 4-H kids, enjoying the yummy fair food, or taking a spin on your favorite carnival ride. The county fair is a celebration of tradition, hard work, and hometown pride. United Northwest Federal Credit Union is honored to stand behind the families, volunteers, and youth who make it all happen. United Northwest Federal Credit Union, proudly supporting the Norton County Fair and the spirit of community it represents.
KIN Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuis. Bill Self said Kansas was still looking for one more player when he went with reporters on Monday, while on Friday, KU landed a new commitment from an international player, N. Gala. He is headed to KU, his agent told 24/7 Sports. Gala spent last season at Laurentian University in Ontario, and he was previous experience at Dalhousie University. This past season, the 5'7" guard started 22 games, averaging 29 minutes per contest. He scored 14.9 points per game while shooting 40.4% from the field and 39.2% from beyond the arc. He also chipped in 4.5 rebounds and 3.1 assists per game, according to stats on the Ontario University Athletics website. Gala set the season high with 30-point performance in January, knocking down 10 of 14 attempts with 7 made threes. For the season, he scored 20-plus points on 4 occasions. He made 3 or more threes on 13 occasions. It appears KU's roster is pretty much set, with freshmen coming in like Darren Peterson and Samus Calderon, to transfers in like Jaden Dawson, Melvin Counselor Jr., and Trey White, and returners Jamari McDowell and Marco Jackson. Kansas Information Network Sports, I'm Spencer Dupuy.
Get set to rock the plane. 2 days of the hottest country music, camping, and fun at Tuttle Creek State Park in Manhattan, August 8th and 9th, featuring Randy Rogers Band, Casey Donahue, Aaron Watson, Josh Abbott Band, Pat Green, and many more. Get your tickets, get camping information, and complete lineup at rocktheplane.com.
Are you prepared for an emergency or disaster? Because it's not a matter of if, but when. Don't find yourself saying,
when the storm rolls in, my time to find a pet-friendly evacuation center will have run out.
The scorching heat wave will leave me powerless to cool my insulin.
I'll face a hurricane without meds. Now that's a tough pill to swallow.
Let's prepare so we all have a better story to tell. Get started at ready.gov/older adults. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
It's true, many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree, and I'd like to help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Philip Eisenhagen. Together we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office at 418 East Holm here in Norton, or call 877-3373. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC.